Welcome to the Timeless Cafe. I'm Dwayne Spencer. I'm here with the Level 11 Art Department. We're going to show you how to do a charcuterie for a group of people at your house. This is going to be for the virtual fundraiser Splash of Color. So we decided to do a charcuterie board because hopefully when things get back to normal, people can start entertaining again. And charcuterie boards are a great way to entertain at a limited budget. You don't have to break the bank. We're going to show you that today. Actually, I picked up a bunch of items today that cost me roughly around $50. So for 8 people, that's not a whole lot of money to entertain. Charcuterie boards are fun. They can be fun by adding different textured cheeses, different meats, things with acid. You can create things. You can be really simple and buy a lot of the stuff, or if you're creative, you can make a lot of things, and I'll show you some items that we're going to go into today. Cured meats, cheeses. Always keep in mind, have the different cheeses, soft, hard cheese, different flavor profiles in the cheese, some fruit, olives are always good, Dijon mustard, something sweet, so we have some honey, timeless honey, of course, and some herb jelly that we made here as well, and some balsamic syrup. How I like to approach the charcuterie board is I'll start at one end and just kind of work my way to the other end. It's haphazard. I like it. It's going to be busy. You want it to be stimulating visually. So I'll start with a meat, then go into a cheese, and then a meat. And I'll also leave pockets of emptiness. So I'm going to fill with Dijon mustard and the olives, so it looks super busy when we're finished. We'll start with the meat. A lot of the meats and cheese I already got sliced, just to show everyone how easy it is to throw this together. It shouldn't be hard work. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't be afraid to do this. It actually can be pretty fun. Usually in the cafe, I'll buy a lot of things by bulk, and then I'll cut them down, or we'll slice them here. So then you could do stuff like this too with meat, and take a plain slice of meat and just overlap it and fan it. That way you get some height involved. You're layering it. Try to put curves in your meat when you're laying it down so it doesn't look so plain, just straight. So again, like I said, pockets. I'm gonna leave this open here. I'm gonna throw one of these types of cheese in there. And everything should just flow. Actually, we can get even a little funkier on that one. So I'm just taking a slice, folding it again, make a little triangle. Depending on the size of the board, you don't have to put the whole amount of meat and cheese out for 8 people. You can certainly have some backups in your fridge, and then just add to it as people kind of hit the board. We got some cheddar cheese curds here. These are always fun. We'll just do a pile of those. So now we're going to add speck ham, which is smoked cured ham, similar to prosciutto, sliced very thin. And just add it, since it's nice and thin like that, you can kind of put in ribbons. Now we're going to cut some meats and cheeses to add to the charcuterie board. And if you're in Lebanon, you have to have bologna on your charcuterie board. It's a rule. the nice thing about cheeses that aren't cut is it gives your guests something to do. So I won't slice this whole brie. I'll slice a few slices just to get it started. But then I'll let the guests work at the rest of it. It looks nice for presentation purposes also. So I'm gonna put that on that board like that and do something, shingle the slices. Okay, and we're gonna go into this next. This is a blue cheese. And again, same principle as the brie. I'm gonna cut a wedge of it and leave the rest whole. And this is a super soft cheese, so you don't wanna, you wanna cut it and then put it right on the board because it will start to ooze. Manchego is a hard cheese that we're going to add to this, made with sheep's milk. It's actually one of my favorite cheeses. Again, you don't have to fit this whole thing on there, but we'll put a couple slices on there. Save the rest for backup, and you can just replenish it as the evening goes on. Goat cheese is goat cheese. I like to jazz it up a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some organic baby arugula and we're gonna encrust the goat cheese with it. Now you can encrust it with anything. You could use chopped herbs. You can do coarse ground black pepper, but I chose arugula just because it is peppery in itself. But it's also nice and vibrant and green. So to help with the arugula to stick to the goat cheese, I'm gonna lace it with a little bit of honey. Now the colder you have your goat cheese, the easier and less messy this will be. I'm just gonna rub this around. I'm gonna try not to touch it so it's not so messy. So now you just took a piece of goat cheese and you just added a whole nother element. Plus it'll look nice on the charcuterie board. Okay, so we're almost done, but this is where the fun part comes in. We're gonna fill in some areas. We're gonna garnish with some fruits. Again, like I said earlier, I like texture. So we're gonna add some mixed nuts. And I also like to use mason jars. Gives it a nice look. And you can actually get pretty crazy here. And tell you what, let's kind of dump that out and have it sitting there. Dijon, you always have to have some kind of mustard. Dijon or whole grain. Spoon for that. Olives are always good. Let's make a little hole right here in the center. Olives. Caper berries. These are always great to use. So again, pick your spots that you have a little opening. You don't have to pile them in one spot. Put a little cluster here, a little cluster there. I think the jelly we're just gonna have on display right there so we can open that up. Balsamic syrup is always good. Let's go right here with that. Now we're gonna garnish with some strawberries and some grapes. Always wash your fruit. So let me strain these off real quick. And the same thing with the grapes. I'm just going to cut the strawberries in half. A couple clusters of grapes. I have this fresh baked bread here, and just make some nice slices. We'll arrange it nicely here. You always have to have some nice crunchy bread, some crackers. Just fan them out. All right, so the board's finished. Took about 30 minutes, I'd say. Again, don't make this hard on yourselves. You can you can source locally. You can talk to your butcher shop, your meat shop. Have a lot of these meats already sliced. For a budget of $50 or so, we have a nice charcuterie board for 8 people that should really enjoy this. I think you'll be the talk of the party. I want to thank Lebanon Valley Health Services for being a part of the Splash of Color fundraiser. We're going to put a plate together and dig in. All right, here you go. I'm excited to see you guys try your own board. Thank you for watching. I'm Dwayne from Thomas Cafe, and enjoy.